Okay, this is my official disclaimer. I am not a medical professional, nor do I claim to be. I am a prepper. Therefore, I prepare for what might happen. I built these kits solely on my experience and what I know. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kyle from Grandman Prepper. I just wanted to do a little bit of a different video for you today. I want to go over my personal at-home medical kit, as well as my personal individual first aid kit, or IFAK, that I carry with me every day. Now this is all based on my experience so far. I haven't really had any training yet, but this is what I've built this around what I know so far. I'll go over the reasons why I carry it. So let me turn this camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so this is the main medical pouch. This is, if this looks familiar, Chris Tanner has basically the same one, but I've set mine up just a little bit differently. This is just a Plano soft-sided tackle box, about $30 at Walmart. So let's dig into this thing and see what we got. Okay, I'll start with the front pouch here. I don't keep anything in this pouch here, but in here I keep a surgical instruments, minor surgery kit, basically it's got hemostats, tweezers, sutures, all that kind of good stuff. This was one of the first things that I got for my medical kit. Secondly, I have a Dr. Mom otoscope. It's what the doctor uses to look in your ears and that kind of stuff for infections. Then I also have in here, I have a Mylar blanket, keep somebody from going into shock. Then this first side pouch, I have a Futuro hand splint, or hand stabilizing. And in this one, I have Benadryl, anti-itch cream, and moleskin, which works really good. Now let's dig into the main compartment. Now I don't have a cross pouch on this thing yet, but I'm gonna get one here pretty soon. First off, as you can see, I have a stethoscope. Now I might upgrade this here after a little bit, I'm not sure, but this is just a good quality stethoscope. Now mind you, this kit is nowhere near complete, but it's it's got at least the basics. I have 2 of these Ace instant compress bandages, Ace wrap, which for stabilizing wounds, nitrile gloves. Now I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about different first aid kits, but they never explain why nitrile gloves. The reason for that is because nitrile does not have any latex in it, therefore you don't run the risk of allergies, which is a very good thing, because if somebody has a latex allergy, then you're going to be up blank creek. I also have ear loop masks for prevent infections, various gauze pads, and I prefer this Johnson & Johnson because it's something I've used before and I trust it. Also have various band-aids and stuff like that. As well as finger split, because you never know when something like that's going to happen. Also have in here various non-stick pads, gauze dressings, abdominal pads. Then the other big thing I have in here is a Sawyer bite and sting kit. It's to remove after a snake bite. And then into these 2 I have this first one. I have Motrin, I have Pepto-Bismol, a elastic tourniquet, tweezers, and Alka-Seltzer. Have plenty of gloves, St. Joseph aspirin, and Excedrin migraine, which I take a lot. I've got an Israeli bandage, which are very good. They've saved a lot of lives. Also got several of these hemostat gauze, large band-aids, a military bandage, toothache swabs, and Neosporin. And then this really is kind of self-explanatory. I've got basically hand wipes in here, tape, band-aids, all sorts of band-aids, more gauze pads, rolled gauze, Celox granules, non-stick pads, basically mostly minor cuts and bruises. So that's the main kit that I keep at home. Like I said, it's not complete, but it's a good start. Okay guys, moving on to my personal IFAK. Now this is what I carry with me every day. This is a Condor EMT rip-away pouch. It doesn't have the rip-away, but you can add that if you want to. On the it's got the MOLLE attachment points on the back. it. It also has a red tab up here that comes out of the pack itself, so you can identify it easily. Now, like I said, I don't have a patch on this one either, but I'm going to get a Velcro pad so I can identify it. On the outside here, as you can see, I've got a roll of duct tape. No need to explain what that's for. Opening it up. Now this is slightly modified because it came with elastic straps across here. I removed those because it makes it easier to get into. Okay, I'm going to start with this section first. I've got a quick clot clotting sponge, another Mylar blanket, and then up here I've got triple antibiotic ointment. I have various medications: ibuprofen, non-aspirin, Benadryl type of medicine, aspirin, all kinds of anti-diarrheal, electrolyte. Up here I've got 3 pairs of nitrile gloves in here in total, and the reason I did them this way is because it makes it easier to get them out. You don't want to be having to fumble for gloves when you're in an emergency situation. Also up here I have 4 of the antiseptic towelettes. Keep your hands clean. I've got various band-aids of various sizes in here. I always keep them right up top because, you know, that's the first thing you want to reach for. Now, underneath here, I have I have 2 more things of nitrile gloves, as well as a thing of cotton applicators. We call them Q-tips. And then in here I have knuckle bandages. I have more antiseptic towelettes. These are the bigger kind. The bigger kind of antiseptic towelettes. And then also have 4 of these hemostat gauze, more gauze pads, all kinds of gauze sponges, and these are the big kind of sponges. These are the ones that are for really medical trauma. Okay, moving on over to the other side, I have a roll of gauze. I have Stingies, insect bite relief. I have a military compressed bandage, and I keep another Israeli bandage in here. These work basically the same as the cat tourniquet, but they're for they're a blood bandage. And then, of course, in here is the cat tourniquet. This is the real thing, and it's got a label here to write the time that you put the CAD tourniquet on, because that's very important, because loss of feeling to a limb can lead to amputation. And then, of course, goes without saying, but I have a Sharpie in here for the CAD tourniquet. Alright guys, so that's both of my kits. Now, I know there are going to be those who say, well, you don't need that much. You're never going to use that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Well, I always say, and I have prepped by this philosophy for years, which is it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Now I know some would say that you don't have the training for a lot of that stuff. You're right, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get the training. Also, as Chris Tanner from Prepare Mind 101 pointed out, if somebody comes upon me and I have the stuff and they don't have it, they'll have that stuff to work with. So even though I don't know how to use it, there may be a professional who does. And not only do I have this personal IFAK, but also I have another med kit that I keep in my car, which I'll show you in my new trunk video. But like I said, this is my two main kits that I carry. I'd like to thank Chris Tanner from Prepare Mind 101 for the inspiration for both of these. You can remember to like, share, subscribe, and please comment. The comments really help me, and I thank you guys all for your support. It helps me more than you know. This is Kyle from Kyle from Great Man Prepper. Thank you.